Hi, I am Roxy. I am here to ask you to do something for Steve6464. Can you watch as much of the video that you can? Then before you leave a comment. Make it a critique, a constructive criticism. Thanks. Oh, he's about to start. Bye.
Foxtrot Delta Tango 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 Foxtrot Delta Tango. Alright, I hope that sound is good. Current viewers are 2. If you're if you're viewing this, please say hi in the chat. But yeah. Hi, I am Steve6464. This is Season 12 of Let's Build This, Part 3, London Tour Bus Puzzle. And before we get into that, let's review what we did last week. Okay, Foxtrot Delta Tango, Foxtrot Delta Tango, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Okay, I hope the sound is good. Caught me pulling out my stuff. Sometimes a minute is not long enough. Alright. So let's get our camera set up. And let's get going. Make a few adjustments here. Okay, switch to this. Open the lens cap on that camera. And we're going to give this adjustment. So if you suffer from vertigo, get dizzy easily, or I can't think. If you have a tendency to have seizures, close your eyes at this point. While I adjust the camera. Okay. Oh, no, we're gonna get into that other cameras. Other camera's gonna cut into us. I leave it there. Well, YouTube says there's currently 3 viewers. If you're one of them, just type hi in the chat, please. All right. Now adjusting this camera. It's a little smaller, so maybe the vertigo effect won't be as prominent. Epilepsy, that's the word I was looking for. So, this is what we have so far. And that was a marathon of a build. Let's bring my desk light down a bit. Okay. Let's find out where we left off. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All this was 4. So this is where we ended up. We ended up right here doing this staircase in the back of the bus. All right. Oh. Part of step 4 apparently, or maybe step 5, is to place some of these stickers. So, with the staircase oriented like this, we need part A30. A30. Okay, these are 20s. $43, $42, $40, $39, $33, A30. Alright, I think it just wants one. Could this be one of those parts where they made doubles? We'll find out. And I finished my Be Right Back Roxy video. That if I don't have an opportunity to use it the way it was intended, I will play it before I log off. Oh yeah, I had put paper down. And I had grabbed an index card as a glue bladder. Okay. So this goes somewhere. And then there's a little sticker that goes on top of that. Oh, we use one of these. So this should be, oh, I see it. You probably can't see it. I don't use pencils that often, so I don't have easy access to a sharp one. But there's a little outline where this piece goes. You know, if I'm using glue, do I really need the double-sided tape? I'm going to say no. But if you're doing this at home, I would use the double-sided tape. Alright. I saw an interesting stat on my channel telling me 21% of my viewers are from the US. And I believe it is 2% of my viewers are from the UK. And 2% are from India. Now, I think the 2% UK is probably you, dog watcher. And if you are in the UK and you're not dog walker, say something in the chat. Most especially if you're the 2% from India. That would be really interesting. I'd be really interested in meeting you. Alright, so they want a sticker on top of this. Here's the stickers. Get rid of that. I just laid that in glue. That was swift. That was swift. I mean, it's already instructions that I read, but I don't need things sticking together. Okay. And they want a sticker looks like I've already taken stickers off of this. Or did they not send me the sticker? Oh, each one of these, there's little... See, I just see lines on the instructions, so I'm expecting to see lines here, but they're not lines, they're cut marks. There's little strips. Okay, back to what I need. So, with the bus oriented like that, the sticker sheet, more glue. Okay. The sticker sheet orientated like that. They want this sticker G9. Okay. G9. And is there a top or bottom to this? I think if I just keep it the same orientation that it was on the sheet, it's probably what will work. Right. I do have a tweezer set, but I got this thing, which is easier to find at the moment than the tweezer set, and I just moved my piece. Okay. Grab this. Get turned around, turn it around the right way. Right. Alright. Use my tweezers. And see if I can't plaster that down. Okay. Leave that out. Alright, so that step is done. On to step 5. Okay, whatever we're doing with that tab. I need A19, A47, A39. Alright, get the A board out. I think this is A19 because it kind of looks like the drawing. Yep. Okay, what did I do with my blade? There it is. Alright, and as we discovered last week, they usually put indications where the tabs are that hold this in, but I'm not seeing that on this piece. So much for that. Okay, let's flip this over. I'm going to apologize in advance for each time I tap the camera. There we go. A19, A47. Over here are the 40s, 41, 42, 43, 44, 55, 47 is the bigger one of these two. Okay. Do not fallout piece that I don't want you yet. Oops, sorry. That was a big hit. And what else? What else? A39. Okay, 28, 35, 39. Is this piece right here? think I want to sand that a little bit more. Let that burr down a little bit. Okay. Sand down these tabs a bit. What I really should do is get a emery board, one of those nail file things. I used to have some. They're really good for cleaning up mat board. If there's any fuzzies on a mat board after you cut it, cleans those up really nice. Just thinking it'd be a little easier to use something like that than the sandpaper on some of these smaller corners, edges. Okay. This bigger one. Okay. This side without the printing on it up as we sand the back side. And definitely want to sand these tabs. Not sure how much easier it makes it to get things put together, but the smallest amount of help is always appreciated. Alright, and how does this go together? That orientated this way, this piece orientated this way, and this piece orientated like this. Right? So this piece goes into the bottom slot of these two. Clean this up a bit. Again, just the smallest amount of improvement is a great help. So it goes like this. This goes this way. Oh, no, I glued up the wrong edge. It's this edge that goes into what we were working on now. Like this. And then get some glue in that notch. And it is this edge that goes in like that. Okay. Okay, now we're working on this part. A33 and A66. A33. This piece right here. And A66. I'm gonna go horseshoe. Here it is. I'm going to take the one with one in the slot. Alright. Sanding these little pieces down is going to be fun. Just holding on to them. Alright, oh, there's 4 viewers. If you are so bolden, please say hi. Alright, they want me to put another piece of that double-sided tape. Well, I'm just going to use, I'm going to cheat and use glue. I think they intend me to cover up those ends. Top and bottom to this. No, it looks symmetrical. And I think glue allows you to be a little more gives you a little more leeway. Because once you put that tape down, there's no moving it. And then the horseshoe goes in those holes. And I'm going to put the part that I sanded on the bottom. Like such. Okay. That's what we have. Set that aside because we're going to start. Well, we're still using that, but we need to cut more out. Okay, I need C9. I'm hoping this is the C's. Well, there's the C's. I'm hoping it's the one with the part I want. Oh, and I think this is it. I'm looking for this, and I believe that's what that is. Alright, on this one it has the notches showing where the notches are. Notches. We don't have to show you no stinking notches. You have to find them for yourself. Getting all these little small things. Dropped it, but don't need to do my be right back video. That was a quick find. Steve, why are you using paper as a drop cloth when you already have a little desk mat? I don't know, really. It's something I decided to do in part one. Maybe because it's cleaner than my mat. Hey, Roy, I know what those are. I've sent that, well, it's not an emoji, but before. How you doing, Roy? Having a good weekend? Their eyeballs. Okay. Sure. If you say so. Yeah, my weekend's been okay. Rather lazy yesterday. Did a few domestic stuff. Pretty much had a lazy day. Well, too bad you didn't catch anything. Alright, there's that piece. Right, I'm working on this part. Okay, that was C9, and I need now A46. Sounds like I'm calling out bingo. Or in the old movies or TV when they would do football, and the quarterback would call out code blue 29, A46. Okay, A46. It's this small piece that I didn't want to pop out last step. Popping it out this step. Okay. And sandpaper. Okay, let's sand this tab down. And is that the only part I need? Yes, that's the only part I need at the moment. Alright, so this part goes in the top hole, and this other part that we were working on goes in the bottom two holes in here, and then in that section there. Okay. Let's clear out some of the burrs in the hole. In the holes. These look fairly clean. Okay, let's do the top one first. Sounds like the dogs are having an interesting unsupervised time. Bingo. Well, that went in fairly easy. Okay. The rest of this. Alright, so it's going to rest into that notch. And into that hole. This hole. And this hole. Alright. And a little glue on that edge. And a little glue on those edges. Alright, I have 4 tabs to get into places. Well, that could have gone easier, but also could have gone harder. So, looks like that is done. Clean up some of the glue. Alright, that was that step. Alright. This step. A34, A28. See, that blue indicates they want one of those double-sided stickers. I'm just going to use blue. Alright, and these two pieces go together. Then they go on here. Again, they want some tape. But again, I'm going to use glue. And then another horseshoe piece, like this one, goes in those 2 holes. The first thing I'm going to do is clean up the holes. At least try to. Good as it's going to get. Okay, A34, A28. Okay. Oh, I'm going to need an A66, and here they are. That's for step part B of this step. But seeing I found it really fast, let's take care of that. Okay, A28. '21, '23, '24, '25. '26. 27, 28, and 34 right next to each other. How nice of them to think ahead like that. Okay. Sandpaper time. Scruff up the back. The glue will stick better. Okay. So what do they want? What do they really, really want? Alright, so this piece orientated that way. This piece orientated like that. I need a little more glue. Onto the bottom part here. Okay, and then this goes on there. And it's adjusted, make sure it's all square and lined up. All right, like that. And then this other A66. Clean up a bit. Okay, I'm going to put this piece on first. Okay. Then they want this glued here. Okay. Clean up some of the squeeze out. Right, that's so small, I'm just going to leave it. Right. Yep. We've done that, and we've done that. So go. Now we do this. Alright, so we get the chassis back. Alright, chassis orientated that way. This will go this way. Something like that. Okay. I think what I need to do first is clean up these holes, get the burrs out of there. Actually, burrs, they are tabs, knobs. And they are a pain to get rid of. I'm not even sure if I'm cutting them off, wearing them down, if they are actually getting out of there at all. Alright. Get some more glue. Scratch my ear. Alright. Glue that up. And it's supposed to rest on this as well. Put some glue on that. That's like way too much glue for that. Put some glue on this bottom. Alright, and let's see how all this matches up. Well, that went together pretty good. The base, getting the steps to line up. That went better than I thought. Clean up the excess glue. Okay, 2 o'clock already. So that was this. No, that was this. Now we are this. D4 and D7. And these are seeds. So do I want the other red one? No, maybe. Alright, this kind of looks like D4. This looks like D7. Not all these sheets are labeled. So, looking for this, which you can hardly see, and this. This is D4, this is D7. Let's get these things punched out. Punch out D4. D7 is This one, yes. So now this one has the lines on it that show you where all the holding tabs are. Both sides of the board. Alright, let's see how well this will punch out now. Yay! Sandpaper. Oops. Just remembered I forgot to do something. But that has nothing to do with this. Okay. These pieces go okay, this piece goes in that, and this piece with the wider notches go in there. Okay, I am going to do this one first. Right in there. beautiful. Not only am I cleaning up the excess glue, I'm trying to force the glue into the corners, into the cracks. Now this piece goes right there. Okay, that went in fairly nicely. All right, what's next? E3. Looks like it goes into those two holes. On top of those two holes, it may be resting on this piece. We'll find out when we take it out. So E3. I wonder if it's one of the pieces that's already popped out. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, I bet it's this piece. I bet it's this. And it is. Plain as day. E3. Alright, let's see how easy that pops out. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Sandpaper. Where did my sandpaper go? I didn't drop it to the floor. Oh, here it is. I did drop it to the floor, but it didn't hide. I sunk your battleship. You still have another 4 to play with, Roy. I used to love Battleship. He's when it was adapted to video games like the Wii, if you made a hit, you got a second turn. Get those notches a little thinner. Okay, let's sand these notches down. Alright, so it goes this way, and they're telling me to do this part first, and then this part. Yeah, it could be cheating. But if you're both following the same rules and agree to them, alright, so it goes into those two holes first. Oh, I need some more glue. Alright, so in those two holes first, rotate that down. And hope everything lines up. There we go. Everything lined up. Alright. And that was step 5. And this is where the confusion steps in. Because this is the end of step 5. This isn't marked. And I have this insert. I don't think that's marked. Yeah, a buddy of mine had one of those electric ones. And if you didn't program in all your ships properly, you might end up playing with only 4 instead of the 5 ships. And that happened to me, and I lost. And well, no, can't be. Here's 6, because I still have this one ship. The computer was saying, no, you never had that ship, you lose. Alright, so 6 is down here, but I imagine this whole section is part 6. And start at the top. Right. Oh, it's assuming that we already have the sides on. So maybe then what did we just do? We just finished. We just finished here. So I guess we're still working on step 5. So we're up here now. Okay, so we need A25 and A27. A22, A25. That was A25, right, and A27. A27. This piece right here. sand the bottom side of this. Sand on these tabs. Oh, that's not flat, that's all curved. So I think this symbol means the printed side, and this symbol means the back side. Open the first page, find out. Yep. The flower side means printed, the solid side means blank. Unprinted. And we are up here. Alright. So there's the printed side. This is up. That. The non-printed side is towards me, upside down. And this goes into there. So blank side towards me, printed side toward up, and just like that. Almost. There we go. Snapped in. Okay. And then that goes here. You get everything lined up right, it goes on really easy. Okay. So let's get some glue going. And then we rinse and repeat for the other side. Okay. A7 and A9. They're the same parts, just reversed. Here's A9. And A7 is this one. That punched out really nice. And a drink. $2.33. Okay. Sandpaper. Do not sand the side with the printing on it. I really need to remember to get a nail file, an emery board. I already did that, didn't I? Just need to do the tabs. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't do the inside these slots. Excuse me. You just lay it in the glue. That was swift. Alright. And again, this time, seeing it's reversed, both the printed sides, printed side is up and towards me. Get some glue. Get some glue. And almost did it upside down. Put these pieces together like such. And then clean up the excess glue. And dump out more glue. More glue. Okay. This. I don't think they did that on the first piece. This. This. Alright, same thing as the other side, like this. Did I not get glue in there? Okay, now I did. And boom. Alright, so there we go. I think that's probably part of the suspension, maybe. Pay attention to the direction. Alright, looks like we need another sticker. So let's get A4 and the sticker. A4. A4s are these round things. This just looks like a square with no... Another A4. I imagine there's an A4 for the left and for the right side. So I'm going to punch off both A4s. And if I don't use them both in this section, here's hoping I don't lose it during the week. Okay. And I need G4. G4, yep. These are G4s. And now what did I do with my sandpaper, Roy? I'm going to see if I had the tweezer set when I did that dragon. Here it is. Let's see if this is not a little better than. Okay, this is probably better than my using the tweezers out of my knife. I don't think there's a top and bottom, a left and right. No, not really. Say there's no spring in it or bends or something. That goes on like that. Kind of looks like the front page to a newspaper. Alright, and that goes like that. Set the stickers aside. Okay, what time is it? 2:45. All right, A10 and A24. 15, 17. Okay, here's A10 and A24. Just like the other time. Well, it looks like one has printing on it and the other does not. Oh, this is going to come out just like that. Okay. So the piece with the printing on it is A10. Piece without is A24. Get our trusty overused piece of sandpaper. And don't sand on the side of the printing. That's my second monitor wiggling like that. Okay, there's our two pieces. Now what are we doing with them? What are we doing with them? Alright, the first thing they want us to do is to put this onto here. And I'm guessing it goes this way. There is a up and down to that piece with the sticker, and as far as I can tell, it goes this way. And look at all that glue ooze out. Clean up the extra glue. And set that aside for a moment. Okay, so we need the chassis back. We're still working on the back side of the chassis. Okay. So this goes on with these notches out. So it goes on this way. A little glue there, a little glue there, a little more there. I could turn it around so it's not as awkward. All right. And then this goes like this. Okay, this is when you turn it around, so you're not working backwards and upside down. Yep, that's on all the way. Excellent. This, okay, I think that's where that belongs. And now this one, goes similarly. Right. A little glue, a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there. Oh, that's too much glue. Okay. Glue there, and there, and there. And we'll check on this. Let's put this together and then worry about fixing that. Come on, your sister went on better. Okay. See if we can't fix that. Floor A, do you remember what frequency 4A is? Floor? Did something drop to the floor? I don't know what you mean, Roy. A4. I don't see anything on the floor. That doesn't mean something didn't drop to the floor. Got my sandpaper. Got all my parts. I got my small part. hope that dries where it's supposed to. Time is it? Alright, it's 2:58. Good enough spot to stop. Key A4. Okay, I wasn't... If you're talking music, I didn't learn the chords that way. I think you're talking about what the grouping of fifths or eighths or something like that. I played pretty much by reading the notes, not paying too much attention to the... Well, no, I never did learn those chord things. Oh, yeah. It was on the floor, but it turned up. I found it. Thank you. And let's pick up the small stuff first and put them in the box. Alright, we'll leave that there. So I promised I didn't need to use it, but I did say I would share it. So let's go back here. Let's go back here. We don't need the review anymore. All right. I want to do something. There's probably going to be an echo, but I've never heard this in a loop. So I'm going to play it on the phone, because for some reason when I do videos, OBS won't let me hear. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down.
Hi, I am Roxy. Just hanging out in the lobby getting some popcorn. Do not worry, Steve6464 will be right back.
Älä huoli, Steve6464 tulee kohta takaisin.
Moenie bekommerd wees nie, Stuffe 6464 sal nou terug wees.
አይጨነቁ ስቲቭ 6464 ወዲያውኑ ይመለሳል።
Neboj se, Steve 6464 se hned vrátí. Eskeskatu, Steve 6464 laster itzuliko da.
Huwag mag-alala, babalik kaagad si Steve6464.
Ne aggódj, Steve 6464 mindjárt visszajön. Bare rolig, Steve 6464 er straks tilbage.
唔使擔心，史提夫6464會即刻返嚟。
Keine Sorge, Steve 6464 wird gleich wieder da sein.
Ne vous en faites pas, Steve 6464 sera de retour tout de suite.
Μην ανησυχείς, ο Steve 6464 θα γυρίσει αμέσως.
Ne vous inquiétez pas, Steve 6464 sera de retour tout de suite.
Maak je geen zorgen, Steve 6464 is zo terug.
别担心，史蒂夫6464马上就回来。
Ekki hafa áhyggjur, Steve 6464 kemur strax aftur.
Don't worry, Steve 6464 will be right back.
אל תדאג, סטיב 6464 יחזור מיד.
चिंता मत करो, स्टीव 6464 तुरंत वापस आ जाए.
别担心，史蒂夫6464马上就回来。
I'll be right back. Hi, I am Roxy. Just hanging out in the lobby getting some popcorn. Do not worry, Steve 6464 will be right back.
Älä huoli, Steve 6464 tulee kohta takaisin.
Moenie bekommerd wees nie. Stuffe 6464 sal nou terug wees.
አይጨነቁ ስቲቭ 6464 ወዲያውኑ ይመለሳል።
Neboj se, Steve 6464 se hned vrátí. Kezkatu, Steve 6464 laster itzuliko da.
Huwag mag
Foxtrot Delta Tango, how's the sound? So that's that's the finished I'll be right back video. Hope you liked the funk that it was putting down. And yeah, that's it for me. So have a good day, be safe, be a friend to someone who needs a friend. And the last thing I have to say is,
look, an echo chamber of derp. Derp, 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 derp.
Derp, 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 derp.
Derp, 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 derp. Derp, 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 derp. Derp, 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 derp,
Gravity is not a force.
Einstein released nuclear.
Jerp, 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 jerp.